Hi, thanks for joining me tonight. It's love night in the sanctuary. I've been looking forward to this all week, and I'm very excited to get started. I'm going to break the healing down into 3 parts. It's easier for me to do the healings that way because it keeps it kind of fresh for me if I can look at different topics. And so it's all under the umbrella of love tonight. But what we're going to do is how you love yourself first, then divine love, and then of course we're going to wrap things up with romantic love. And I'm going to clean out each one of those spaces for you, working on everybody as a composite. And I'm just going to jump right in tonight and get started. So let me set the energy with a prayer. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity, that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Okay, let me take a look at everybody in the sanctuary. And the first one I'm going to start in on is how you love yourself. The very first energy that pops up is regrets. And that's a red energy. I'm going to clear that. There's like a whole bunch of different kinds of regrets. And it already makes me realize that what's really due in this space will be a forgiveness healing. And I think I'm going to do that when I get to divine love. Let me just write myself a note here. Okay. The regrets are a little stubborn. I've got about half of them out. And it's kind of a combination of personal regrets, you know, about things that choices that you've made in your personal life, as well as, and I don't want to jump ahead to the relationship part, but also regrets about partners and partners that may be the ones that got away, that kind of regret. There's also like a lot of non-permission energy that I see as a white about there not being very much value. It's a program about not being very much value in loving yourself. So not a lot of permission to have self-love. That's a very billowy white energy that I'm moving out. And that's because you're supposed to have your attention on loving others. So that's why that program is there, is so that you keep focused on sending your love outward. And then there's a lot of like tired energy in the, I don't understand this yet, but tired, fatigued energy in the space of loving yourself. Okay, so what I'm hearing in here is like, why do I have to do it? Why can't I find somebody else to love me? And I'll tell you a little something, because you want to know how to love yourself first so that you can then give love to a partner. So the messaging in this space is a little bit backwards. There's a lot of feeling undeserving of your own love coming out. And that kind of ties in with the regrets. Oh, that's nice. I just watched like an amount of energy get cleared, and then a lot of bright sunny yellow gold came in. And that sunny yellow gold was really like the vibration of forgiveness. And then there's some dark energy that's coming out that has something to do with challenges, and where when you're challenged, it's harder for you to find love for yourself. This is like a dark midnight blue energy that's coming out. Also, it's coming out of the heart chakra, not just out of you as a whole, but out of your heart chakra. This I'm not happy to see. There's a lot of self-punishment coming out of the heart chakra. That's a purple energy. You know, there's also some programming in here too about if I have a child, then I'll be loved. And that's not really a replacement for self-love. And it's in the self-love space. So I want to clear that picture out, because that's not really resolving your ability to love yourself. Although I believe that when you're parenting, and I'm not a parent, but when you're parenting, what I've seen is that you develop a lot more love as you raise that child. And again, there's a healing going on right now about forgiveness for being hard on yourself, just like a little rough, high expectations of yourself. And that when those expectations aren't met, that then you don't deserve love. I want to tell you that's a lie. And that's coming out. Good. What I like to see now is that there's like some energy of kindness coming into this space, and information on how to give to yourself. And giving to yourself on a love level could be many different things. Just treating yourself nicely, kindly, doing a little something extra for yourself, treating yourself. So that energy is coming in. And that's like a popsicle orange. One of the things that keeps coming up, and I was trying to clear it, but I think I should say hello to it, is that a way to, um, well, one of the things you're showing me is that writing is a way to create some self love. You know, your ability to be honest with yourself and put it down on paper. And then I'm going to work right now on clearing a level of beings, like control beings that come in and tell you, no, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve nice things. So that's where I'm working right now, is on the transmedium levels. Some of these are family beings where there's a pecking order that needs to be kept in place, and that has an effect on whether you like yourself or not. I think I didn't explain that very well. Let me see if I could explain that better. Well, it has to do with beings that want to, well, like I said, I'm not being very clear tonight, keeping the pecking order in line. So everybody's supposed to have their own place in the family. And these beings try to keep a lid on how much you can have in order to keep you in a place that's controllable. That's the ultimate purpose of control beings. And then last but not least would be snakes, and snakes, and where they can hold you in pictures, pain pictures that prevent you from giving to yourself. And it never fails. Whenever I work on snakes, the space really opens up after they're cleared. So for those of you that know how to do erasures, that's how I would take care of those snakes. And that's something that you should be doing every day. I always say a day without erasing is like a day without sunshine. So those of you that know that tool, you can be erasing snakes out of whatever space you find them in. And if you don't know how to erase, you can always create a rose and put the image of a snake in the rose and blow it up. And that works just as well. All right. Supreme Being is filling this space in with enthusiasm for yourself. Yeah, your own enthusiasm. And that is a very colorful, sparkling, bright yellow gold with like a lot of different colors in it. All right. Then the next space is, let's see, divine love. So this is your love communication with Supreme Being, divinity, whatever you want to call that space. Karma, karma, karma. So in this space, it's a lot of past life energy that is blocking the love between you and divinity. So I'm going to work on the karma in general. which is basically, in a nutshell, stuck energy in two different spaces. And in this particular case, one space is you and the other space is Supreme Being. And some of the karma that prevents this love, what I'm seeing are lifetimes where you were really angry at Supreme Being and felt like you weren't getting what you wanted and that you were getting a raw deal from Supreme Being. And so there's a lot of resentment that's being cleaned out right now. And also intolerance. And it's not Supreme Being's intolerance that is showing up. Then there's the issue of humility, and where there is a level of embarrassment and feeling, again, not worthy of Supreme Being's love. Some of this has to do with a desire for perfection. And I'm seeing like a level of beings, again, right at the crown chakra. And there are a lot of little beings that get between you and that communication line to Supreme Being. There's some doubt coming out where you doubt divinity's love. That's actually a really thick reddish brown coming out. And Supreme Being is showing me this vibration of when you're a child. And again, for those that have babies in the sanctuary, that pure joy in that communication back and forth to Supreme Being. So that's a really great vibration for me to see so that I can say hello to that in resetting the energy. And I also want to ask Supreme Being now to do a forgiveness healing on this part. The first part of this forgiveness healing has to do again with expectations, but it goes both ways, is what Supreme Being is showing you, is that you might have expectations of Supreme Being and also expectations of yourself. And you're getting a healing to both of those, forgiveness. And what I'm hearing is that Supreme Being doesn't really have expectations of you. And that's a nice clearing right now to get rid of the concept of Supreme Being having expectations of you. That's being cleared. And a really pretty clear, crystal clear blue is coming in. Oh, you're also getting a forgiveness healing on your karma with Supreme Being. And there's quite a lot of energy coming out. And the way I see it is, when I saw the karma earlier, it was very dark, but as the energy is clearing, it's kind of like a pearl gray. And this is really cool. The way that this forgiveness healing is being wrapped up is Supreme Beings filling that space with friendship, like friendship for you and Supreme Being. I like that a lot. And that's a really pretty spring green coming in. All right. Well, now, last but never least, we're going to take a look at romantic love and clean that space out. So thank you, Supreme Being. Okay, if you could see what I see, you would go running. There are so many people in this space that have never been cleaned out, like old partners, um, people that have wanted to be with you that maybe you didn't consider to be viable partners, but just all kinds of bodies in this space. So give me a minute here and let me start to clean this out. I'm sorry, but I'm very amused. There's just so many people in here. And that can't be good for finding who you're looking for. Because, you know, if you have male energy in your aura and you're looking to create a new relationship, and I'm just using male, female right now, just because that's the easiest that comes to my mind. But if you have some man's energy in your aura, another man that might be interested in you is going to see that man's energy in your aura and think that you are spoken for. And that's how energy works. So that's why I'm kind of amused when I look and see how many people are in this space that need to be cleaned out. Just so that you can have a fresh, clean aura when you go to create your next relationship. And what I love is that since I told you that, you're all really helping like scoop all of those people out. So you're working right along with me right now. Very good. I appreciate that. Nobody wants old boyfriends or old loves or uh, people that you were never interested in the first place lingering around in that space. Also, jealousy is coming out. And conflict, like from past relationships, maybe current relationships, just conflict is coming out. And you know, that's so interesting. When I clear the conflict, it rumbles on the way out. And so I was looking a little deeper, and it has to do with, and this goes both ways again, it could be you, could be the partner. Like when the other person isn't responding the way that the other person in the relationship wants them to. So in a lot of ways, it has to do with trying to control the outcome of the situation. And when it appears to be uncontrollable, that's when the conflict starts. A lot of control energy coming out, very dark, heavy energy. So that's been in all three spaces tonight. Doing pretty good on getting all the people out of your relationship space. We're about 4/5 of the way through that. And then down at the bottom of that are are the people that you kind of don't want to either admit to yourself that you were involved with them or that they were interested in you. I think the expression for that is the toads, the frogs. They're at the bottom of the barrel, so they're coming out now. Oh, this is good. We want to get this out. This is desperation, and where sometimes uh, desperation and love get confused if you're in survival. And the way that I see that is not getting out of a bad relationship in due time, but hanging in there long after there's any benefit to you because you're in survival. And it could be for different reasons, could be financial survival, emotional survival, but working on cleaning this out. There's a lot of fear and pain in this space, like fear of what's going to happen if I do leave. I'm kind of looking at this like little niche right now of relationships that aren't working. And of course, you can kind of guess what I'm going to say to you. I would go to Supreme Being and ask for some advice from Supreme Being if you're in a relationship that's not working for you. But remember, you have to listen for the answer. You have to quiet the body down. That's why we meditate. And then you pose your question. And also, don't be discouraged if you don't get your answer right away. Sometimes you can put a question out there in the universe for Supreme Being, and it might take a little while to come back to you. But you just have to trust and ask the question. And I'll add to that, you might not like the answer to the question, but it will be an answer that is a truth for you. So a lot of sorrow coming out of the relationship space, and also grief. I'm going to address both sorrow and grief. Grief is a male vibration, and sorrow is the female version of grief. And there's a lot of grief coming out of spirits in female bodies in the sanctuary. And that's because we are often, as healers, programmed to try to resolve a partner's grief. So you may be with a male partner who has a lot of grief in them, not necessarily from you or your relationship, but you may wind up healing that within the relationship. It might be grief over a parent or a child or something, but I'm seeing a lot of grief coming out of the spirits in female bodies. Good. We're getting some nice gold into this space. And what I see is it's starting to open up. So the people that I was telling you are in there, they're gone. That's good. That's a good thing. So there's a lot more space now, openness. And I also see trust coming back into this space. So I'm glad that I saw that coming in, because I'm just going to do a little second looky-loo around for distrust in this space. And then I'm seeing another layer of control energy that I would like to get out. This is kind of a gray. If we can get this gray energy out, what I see on the other side of that is freedom in your love space again. I'm also finding a second layer of jealousy coming out. And then what's coming up for me is the energy and pictures of your parents and what their pictures about love are and how they need to be cleaned out because you want to be able to have your own pictures in this space. Ooh, I just saw something really good. um, Kind of the energy of where you match your partner. And sometimes that's great in a relationship. That can be really fun. But to stay matched to a partner that is of a different sex than your own is not a good thing because male energy vibrates naturally much lower than female energy. So if you're in a male-female relationship and you're matching your partner, guess what that means? That means you're dummying down your energy. And your partner is probably trying to jack their energy up a little bit to match yours. So it's okay to match energy for certain spaces, like if you want to get playful and romantic, but on a day-to-day basis, that's not really something that's going to make your body happy. So what I'm looking at right now is the places, or I should say the energy where it's matched, where it keeps one or the other of your energy off from its natural vibration. I've almost got it out. Good. Good. Okay, I'm going to start filling that space in. Actually, I'm going to ask Supreme Being to give it a blessing first. That's nice. The space that's being blessed within the romantic relationship is sharing and the value and brilliance of sharing. And that's really what we get to do in a relationship, is share with each other and evolve and grow from that. So that was really nice, that healing. And a really pretty bright yellow gold is coming into that space of romantic love. All right, I'm going to fill you up with a gold sun. Okay. One thing before I close out is that a lot of creative energy got stimulated from this by clearing out all the pain. So that was really nice to see a lot of multicolored sparkling energy coming into this space too. All right, may it be with the blessing of divinity that this love healing tonight in the sanctuary be complete. Amen. All right, good job. I wanted to go over a couple of things. This week we have our Women's Intuition class on the heart chakra, and that's coming up on Thursday night from 7 to 8:30. That's going to be a great clean out for the heart chakra, and you'll get to learn some things about your fourth chakra. And then I also wanted to just give you a quick comment on my monthly healing, which is a relationship healing. And that is not necessarily for a romantic relationship. It's like the whole relationship space. So where we just did a nice healing on love, the counterpart to that is my special for relationship. And I go in and clean out your relationships with anybody, with your children, with your family, with your friends, with loved ones. It's a thorough cleaning to that whole space. So that's my monthly special. And then our next healing in the sanctuary is on Tuesday the 15th. It's a seek and you will find. So you can be thinking of your questions to send me for that. So I look forward to seeing you this Thursday night in Women's Intuition, the heart chakra, just in time for Valentine's Day. So I look forward to seeing you. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you had a good healing. I got my eyes on you. Have a wonderful rest of the night tonight. Bye-bye.